Hi everybody, it's Tina from Winds of Intuition, and I'm here to do the weekly chakra reads. And as you might already know from following my page, I take the signs and I put them into the elements. So earth, fire, water, air. And then that way it works out to 3 signs per element, and then each one of those has their own videos. So there's 4 videos. And this video has to do with our water signs. So these will be for the water signs for this week, May 13th through May 19th, 2019. I hope you've all had a great weekend and start out of a good and great week. Sending you a lot of energy. So yes, this is going to be for the water signs, as I said before. So Pisces, Cancer, and Scorpio. Pisces, Cancer, and Scorpio. So I'm going to concentrate on Pisces first and see what chakra needs the most work, okay? Ooh, okay. Pisces. It's kind of hard to see the metallic on here, but this is hematite. So it's a black, almost metallic-y silver black when you see it in certain light. And this has to do with your base chakra or your root chakra, however you say it. And that chakra has to do with our essential needs. Our food, our water, our shelter, our family, our, enough money to take care of ourselves. It's also our divine connection to nature. Grounding really has a lot to do with nature and Mother Earth. So just let me hold on to this for a minute, Pisces, and see what I'm getting. So like I said, Pisces, this has to do with either yourself, your needs, your essential needs, or for your family's essential needs. And I feel like you've been kind of put off, let's say put off putting. You're usually pretty balanced as far as being grounded. Knowing where you're at. But I don't know if this is just strictly for... I know there's single Pisces and families, so this either has to do with somebody that doesn't have family for their essential needs moving forward with something, or with them and their family. And I feel like you got a lot of stress on your shoulders. I almost feel like I have like a little bit hard on the chest, a lot on my shoulders. So whatever this decision is really has a lot to do with, your essential needs, your life, making sure that you're taken care of, you're happy, you have your needs. But there's a lot of, and there has to be a lot of thought. And please don't think I'm ignoring you when I'm looking down. I'm trying to find, I have a blank piece of paper here that I use for my clairvoyance for pictures. And then sometimes I close my eyes to hear the messages clearly. So I'm definitely not ignoring you. I'm just trying to get the messages for you the best that I can, guys. Yeah, so your head's going a lot. So again, the crown and the root have a lot to keep us balanced because it's the top and the bottom. And you being really focused on whatever this is really putting you off balance, because it's kind of like, Pisces, you have blinders on right now and you're just so focused on figuring this out that some of the other things have got put to the side. But you're also really worried about, like, I'm hearing trusting yourself. Which has been a theme in a few of the readings for this week. But whatever you decide, whatever you're feeling is right, go with that. If you're having a hard time, they're saying, if you're having a hard time to stop this constant swirling and wondering, structure things out. You know, a pros and cons list. Is this going to be the best? Is that going to be better? Is this the best thing for my family? And you know, and at times, you know, like I said earlier, sometimes we need to make decisions for the best. And it is hard because change is hard to do. Change is always painful in some way. I'm not saying that it's always, but it's just like either the hesitation is the pain, or the scariness of something new, or, you know, moving somewhere and you're having taken your kids out of where they're used to and the school they're at and moving them something else, those type of things. Just a lot of thinking, Pisces, and it's really getting to weigh on you. So right away I'm hearing you need to get out in nature because, again, this has to do with nature. You're kind of not connected right now with Mother Earth and nature. And it's because you kind of have your blinders on for whatever this issue is that you're so concentrated on and thinking so hardly about and trying to figure out, that it's throwing you, you know, like you're feeling like you're not stable, you're pulled, you're, you know, your thoughts a little foggy, and then when that happens, then the self-doubt comes in, and then the self-talk from the solar plexus going, oh gee, can you do this? Is this the right decision? Should you be doing this? Is this the best for me? Is that the best for my family? Is this the best for... And they're just saying to slow it down, slow it down. Try to get it to be more focused in your thinking instead of so many different ways. They're also, again, bringing up nature. They want you to go out in nature. In Pisces, I know you're a water sign. They're showing me rivers. They're showing me lakes, water. Even just going to the beach and sitting down and putting your feet in the sand and at the edge of the water is going to be very grounding for you, Pisces. They're also showing me trees. So I don't know, Pisces, if some of you have a really good connection with trees where they make you feel at peace, calm you. And they're saying that you might get some of the answers you've been asking for or guidance when you're at this calm state, when your mind isn't going so much and you're more grounded in nature. Because when you're kind of frazzled and going all over, it's kind of like a block, but it's more like things are coming in, but they're pinging off you because your mind's thinking so much it doesn't really get into you the way it's supposed to. And just trust what you're getting, because you're second guessing a lot, because life decisions are very important. I'm not saying to be lighthearted, I'm just saying not to over focus and over worry, because that's not going to get you anywhere. And they're actually saying, like, if you just keep, you know, like I said, the hamster wheel, if you just keep running this through your head in all these different ways, but not in a focused, structured way, it's like being on a hamster wheel, Pisces, and you're running and you're thinking and you're making ideas on how to do this, but you're not moving anywhere. So they're saying to move forward. To first, you need to relax, take some time for yourself, stop the brain, get outside, connect with nature, calm yourself, and that in itself is going to bring you much, what do I want to say, clear thinking, not so rapid, constant, but easy, more focused thinking. And they also want me to remind you to please make sure you're taking care of yourself. Sleep, eat. And they're saying that they know that deep down, they know that you know, but sometimes you need to be told that all the decisions you make for you and your family, you're always looking for the best. Just because that doesn't always happen doesn't always mean that's your fault. Maybe something it's just the universe. So they don't want you to quit trying or think that not to trust your gut instinct towards this decision. So that's for you, Pisces, this week. You do have a lot on your mind. Get outside. It's really going to help you. You're going to get that guidance. It's going to start focusing you, and everything else will kind of come into alignment and help you go forward with this decision. Again, structure and focus, move forward for you. Can wear hematite or carry anything that's a dark stone, black. All those are very grounding. Petrified wood. Red stones as well are very grounding. So yeah, Pisces, just get outside, release some of this, and like I said, just focus and move forward, and you'll be fine. All right, I'm trying to put these time stamps, so excuse me. So just writing these down here. So Cancer. All right, Cancer, you're next. You are next. And one fell out here. Sorry about that. All right, oh, they're flying all over. All right, Cancer, Cancers. What do you need to know? Cancers. This is Angelite. It's blue. It has to do with the throat chakra. But the first thing I want to say is this is also one of the stones to connect to the angelic realm. So possibly, Cancers, you've been either asking for guidance from your angels, calling in your angels, working with your angels, or you feel like you haven't got that connection with them. They first want me to say they're always connected, even if we don't think so. That's our block, not theirs. So know that they are with you, Cancer. Now just let me hold on to this for a moment and see what I'm getting. Right away, my throat is getting tight, which makes sense because this is the throat chakra. The throat chakra has to do with communication. And communication doesn't always mean verbal, just communication. I feel like you've almost been eating your emotions, Cancer, like you've been pushing them down and they're trying to surface and come up, and they just keep stopping here, and like a big forceful stop, like you feel kind of like, I mean, not to be gross, but kind of like that feeling you get just before you throw up, and sometimes it just, you luck out and it doesn't make it all the way. That kind of feeling. So to me, that feels like, Cancer, you've really been holding on to a lot of emotions. Blue for me is emotions as well. So I'm almost feeling like there's a loss. I don't know if it's a passing, a loss of a friendship, a loss of a romance, a loss of a relationship at business or with family member, but I just kind of feel very down. And I don't know if it's this situation itself, the loss, along with other things, but I keep hearing you need to speak up. So you can let loose of some of these emotions, because keeping them down is not doing you any good, Cancer. It's making my heart tight. It's making my chest kind of pound a little bit. So Cancer, you might also be an empath, because that's what happens with empaths, especially if you don't know you're an empath. You pull in energy and you feel energy from everywhere. Anything that has a pulse, basically, you're going to get energy off of. Or traces of energy people have left on other things. But like, you might wonder how come when you get into large crowds you get panicked, or you get a headache, or you feel sick to your stomach, or just normal things when you're around other people, that all of a sudden you feel sad, or you feel really like you want to laugh, but it's not a laughing situation, or you feel really angry and you're like, but I don't understand this, but it must be me because I'm feeling it. No. Some of you Cancers are empaths, and you're not realizing that you're pulling in all of these different emotions from people. And for some of you, it actually can put you into a depression because you tend to pick up on sad a lot easier, some of you. But again, I keep hearing the word loss. So some of you might be grieving, like I said, and not just grieving a death. It could be a relationship of any kind. And you know, Angelite's also the stone of awareness. So it's letting you know and be aware of how you're feeling. So when you realize how you're feeling, sometimes you need to know why you're feeling it. And that's where learning how to differentiate if you're feeling sad, mad, or upset, or if you're picking up on somebody else being sad, mad, or upset. It also helps with telepathic abilities. So yeah, some of you just need to learn your ability, learn how to protect, put a bubble on. I'm an empath, so every day I put a bubble of white light around me and ask it to protect me and to push away other people's energy that aren't my own. You know, some still comes in, but it does help. But you use whatever you feel is protection. And then you can always bump it up when you're going out with more people or to big events and add things to it or make it go out as far as you want. But for the ones that are grieving, you know, everybody has a right to grieve. They just don't want to see you be grieving for too long, because then it gets into the cycle of depression. Feeling very tired, you know, you're just not interested in things. It gets to be a cycle. They're talking about journaling for you. So if you have a hard time speaking about your emotions, or if this is because a certain person has caused this emotion that you can't speak to, or it's a loss of somebody you can no longer speak to, don't think you can't talk to them. You can talk to them out loud, but also, like I said earlier, the throat just doesn't mean talking, it's communicating. So if you have to start out by just writing out your feelings to get them out, do that, because at least the energy of saying, I feel like crap today, I have a headache, I feel angry, and just write things down as they go. It doesn't have to be like in a certain letter form. It's only for you. But you can go down and start tracking what things you can tell, what things are you, what things are not, how to tell when things aren't you and things are not, by going back and saying, okay, this made me feel like this. Where was I? What was I doing? How did it make me feel? And kind of making your own little journal. But also by doing that, you're releasing that energy. Like, see your body as a bottle. Like I said, you're feeding it down. This is the neck of the bottle, and you're putting the stopper in it. You can only put so much down there before it's going to crack. So you got to release. So by releasing and writing it down, you're letting go of that. It's now in the book. The only time you have to think about it or look at it is when it's in the book. So try doing that, Cancer. Also, wearing any kind of blue stone, carrying a blue stone, very much is helpful for the throat, clearing it, helping you speak your truth, helping you, walk your truth. Communicate to people how you're feeling, why you're feeling it. And then for those of you that are learning, there's so many people out here that can help you, and like-minded people. Just follow your instinct and make sure you're getting with the right people, and you're going to be fine. Just know that. And the angels, again, want you to know that they are around you. They are helping you through this. Just try to be more open not so blocked off, even though you're not doing it on purpose. It's just when we get really emotional, it's like putting up a shield as well and a block that we can't get through it. They can, but we can't hear it. So just take care of yourself and speak up. That's for you, Cancer. All right, Scorpio. 2020. Scorpios, here we go. Scorpio, sacral. This is the sacral chakra right below the solar plexus, which is the belly button. So it's really below your belly button, and it has to do with your creativity, your vitality or energy, your sexuality, your desires. It's usually in the orange to orange brown, orange red. Scorpio, I've been feeling like you're a little bit less energy than normal this week. Creativity is a little blocked. I'm actually getting pain down in that area, so some of you Scorpio women might be having problems with conceiving or things like I can never say it right, endometriosis. Because I'm getting some pain, some cramping. And they're saying part of the blockage here, even though you're not trying to do it, is there's some self-doubt in what you can create, I'm feeling. Like, I don't know if you've been trying to do this project before, or like I said, trying to conceive before or add to the family before in some way. And for some reason it hasn't worked, or it hasn't gone the way you thought it was going to do or go. Scorpio, and you kind of lost hope in it? I'm hearing not to lose hope, Scorpio. Don't ever lose the trust in yourself, the belief in yourself. We can do anything if we put our mind to it. It's listening to other people tell us we can't, or people especially very close to us that say that we can't, or we don't have a clue, or we can't, even when it comes to doctors, yeah, we have to listen to them, but there's always miracles. Don't ever lose hope. Don't ever lose hope. That's what I keep hearing. Don't lose hope. And this is whether you're doing projects like starting a business, making a product you're trying to get out there, classes, going back to school, even doing something like physical, like being a coach or starting yoga, but it's creative because you're putting your own spin on it. But I just kind of keep getting this feeling like, I've tried and I've done this and that, but and yeah, that happens with all of us. Nothing is ever easy that is worth having or doing, the first off. It's never just, here you go, there it is, well, that's great. I mean, I wish it was. I'm sure it does for some people. But for the majority of us, we have to work our butts off to get what we want. It doesn't just hand it to us. And you have worked hard. I'm not saying that at all, Scorpio. You have worked hard. You've put your time in. But then at times when you get a little bit of criticism or it's just not working the way you want it, you kind of give up a little easy, and then you kind of don't mess with it for a little bit, and then you go back again, and then kind of back and forth, and like they're saying, it's you. You're stopping yourself by that second guessing, that not moving forward. Even when we get a little bit of a no, still push forward. Or if somebody doesn't like what you're creating, not everybody's going to like everybody. There's a crowd for everyone. So don't ever think that just because 1 or 2 people don't like it, Scorpio, that there's not 100 that won't or do like it, I mean. And if you're worried, you know, like I said about the conceiving, again, I keep wanting to give forth the message, there's always hope. Please don't ever take what somebody else says as 100%, because there's always miracles out there. There's people that have been told you'll never have children, and they have children. And then there's people that oh, you're never going to have that job, I'm never going to be able to do what I love, and they put the time in, and they might have got knocked down a few times, or they had to start back over again, but they get there, and they'll all say it was worth it. It's not always fun getting there, but it's worth it. And that's what I'm hearing for you, Scorpio. You're worth it. So put that time back into it again. Know that and I'm not saying that you're not, just look at it from a different perspective. There's always going to be times where we're not totally moving forward, but that's usually when we learn the most. That's usually like, you know, when people are inventing things and they take it and they have tests on it and they're like, well, it didn't do this, it didn't do that. It gives the creator a chance to better it and make it different and make it the way people would like it more and still function in the way that they want it. So it's always to a plus. It just might be a little bit more work, but you'll get it. That's what I keep getting, is you're going to get it. Just don't lose hope. That's the main message, is what I'm hearing. And once you start to realize this and get things balanced again, this blockage of creativity is going to open up. You're going to get your energy back. It's going to be more balanced. You're not going to feel so tired all the time or get these weird bursts of being really hyper and then feeling like you could sleep for a week, because that's how I'm kind of feeling, Scorpio. And again, using anything with orange to a reddish brown is great for the sacral, carnelian, any orange stone, and you can wear it, have it with you, or again, wearing things that are orange, eating things that are orange, meditations that have to do with the sacral, music, anything like that. But just know that you can do it, Scorpio. That's the main thing that they want you to know. You can do this. Alright, guys. Thank you for being here. Again, I can't do this without you. I hope you have a great week. Again, you can always catch me at Tina Tuesdays on Winds of Intuition and my other lives there on Facebook. Or you can always book a private session with me. You can just message me on the page. Alright, guys. Have a great week. See you next week. Bye-bye.